The Power Rangers. Guys, I cannot tell you how much of a love I have for this franchise altogether. Now, don't get me wrong, I know it could be corny, especially after getting to Nickelodeon, it could be pretty freaking corny. And I mean, I don't know, it's something about that corniness that I kind of like. But about the earlier Power Ranger series, then you just look at them and you kind of just get the take the seriousness or the little predicaments that they have in there, and you kind of ground them a bit. It's a pretty damn good show. I don't know, maybe as a kid it was really just how flashy and everything was, and for some reason it still kind of sticks with me. I'm just pretty nostalgic when it comes to things like those. But really what I want to talk about is the new Mighty Morphin Power Ranger game that is coming out called Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. I believe that this game is being based off of Shattered Grid. And Shattered Grid, what I said in my video once before about it, is that this is a comic book about when Tommy in an alternate universe still kept his evil ways and he became this, basically, this dictator known as Draken. And basically he breaks down the Morphin Grid, and then Power Rangers from different worlds, different dimensions, different times and whatnot have to come together in order to stop him. And it's pretty goddamn epic comic, guys. To be honest, you should check it out. So I feel like that this is what they're working with, and this is being made by N-Way, and N-Way made the mobile fighting game for Power Rangers known as Power Rangers Legacy Wars, and that is a great game. I am very addicted to it. Very fun. Honestly, they update I don't know how many times, but they always provide a new character about every single month, and I love that. That's fantastic. It's great. And with this specific video, what I do want to talk about is just what the game is possibly going to offer us, and my advice as what the game should do. So the game is going to be $19.99. It's a standard price for the standard edition, and even if you pre-order it, you get the green version 2 of Tommy, which is pretty cool. No big deal or anything. It does look pretty sleek. And the roster is 15 characters. Now that's great. I honestly thought it was going to be 13 characters. In the N-Way mobile game, we have Street Fighter characters in there, so I thought that the game was being made by Street Fighter, but that doesn't seem like the case. Cool by me. I'm glad with that. I'm fine with that. So what I'm hoping for, we get 3 DLCs, and then from each DLC we get 3 characters. I think that'll be fantastic, and that'll look really good on them. Now I'm not sure how much N-Way could really provide, since they're used to making mobile games, but you know, the fact that they're making it all consoles, I think they're trying to really up the ante and trying to make a step forward. Now I hope they really do, just mainly right now for the time being, focus on Power Ranger games. So far, the Power Rangers that we do have confirmed is Draken, the Red Ranger, Jason Scott, Green Ranger, Tommy Oliver, of course, who's really surprised about that, and the Yellow Ranger from Super Mega Force. I never really watched Super Mega Force. I watched a good amount of Power Rangers, but personally my quota was, if the outfits don't look good, I'm not watching the show. So for Super Mega Force, we have the Yellow Ranger. Not sure as to how great of a character she was or anything in the show, but I don't really recall seeing her all that much in Shattered Grid, so that's just me. Even beyond the grid, I don't really recall seeing much of her, so I'm not sure why she's in there. I know she is a character that many people play in Legacy Wars, so that could be why. Now, don't get me wrong, when it comes to the Power Rangers that I think that are worth being in here, personally, I think I just want a game of all about every single Power Rangers, all the real good shows, and I just want to play all them all. So I'm hoping after Battle for the Grid, we could eventually get a Power Ranger game with just a variety of Power Rangers, and we could just slug it out with different Power Rangers. That will be completely epic. So honestly, when it comes to Power Rangers that are worth being in this game, I honestly want to give it to all of them. Just about all of them. Just about. I like Wild Force, but no offense, I don't think they're very necessary to be in here, adding to the story or anything of such to the game. I like that. I like it a lot, but I just don't see it happening. If anything, the Lunar Wolf will probably be in there. Screw Dino, Thunder. I never got into it. I never could. Screw Mystic Force. Screw Overdrive. Screw RPM. Same thing goes for Samurai. I mean, if anything, they'll put the Red Ranger from Samurai. I think she has a high chance of being in here. And Mega Force, I would have said screw that too, but you know, we already have the Yellow Ranger. And personally, a good amount of these Power Rangers that are worth being in here, I would like to play. I wouldn't mind playing any of them. Or just the blue, black, Yellow Ranger from the original Power Rangers. I think that's fantastic. I'm completely down and completely hyped for it. Now also, there are Power Rangers that I think that have a higher chance than most, and that actually just may be in this game. And one of them is the Ranger Slayer. And in Shattered Grid, the Ranger is Kimberly Hart, and she is basically Tommy's, or Laura Draken to be exact, right hand. and she is a pain in the ass when it comes to the mobile game, but she is very good, very gifted, very skilled, and a threat to be taken with. And I believe that she's really going to be in this game, mainly because also if you get the gold edition, which is $39.99, that's great. That's good standard for a fighting game. Anyways, I think she's going to be in there because if you get the gold edition or whatever it's called, you do get an alternate costume, and it's the regular Kimberly Hart outfit. So I think just because that there's even a choice or an option, we're gonna get the Ranger Slayer already automatically. They haven't said anything, but I feel like that's gonna be the reveal, and it makes sense because she is essential to Shattered Grid. So it just makes most sense in my opinion. I'm not sure what they're going with for the story of Battle for the Grid, because they may change it up, or it may just be in relations or something like that, but who knows. Also, the Solar Ranger. Now, the Solar Ranger is solely based in Beyond the Grid. She is a character, I believe, from another world. She's an OC character, just original. She's original, but she is very cool and very dynamic, and I think that her skills will be greatly used in this game. I think if they did not use her or bring her in here, it will be a real big missed opportunity. That is just me. I think that they'll be missing out on something here, and I think that she has a lot to add in here, and a lot just to give people a reason to even want to read Beyond the Grid or Shattered Grid altogether. The Red Ranger from Samurai. Now, not really a person that I would care to have in here, but she did play a good factor within Shattered Grid. She was around. She did have a dynamic between her and Jason. I think they had a little love connection or some sorts in there. So they may just use her. She's not too bad, but I personally don't have a strong interest of her being necessarily in there. Now, the Shadow Ranger from SPD, or Commander Kruger, where they want to call him. I think he has a good chance of being in here. He was basically the one that was really instructing things when it came to Shattered Grid, and he was the official of the whole thing, and I think that he will be a great addition. I would love to play him as a Shadow Ranger. He is so freaking cool, so freaking dope. I think that that's a great character to add in here. I feel like that will be a missed opportunity within itself. Next off, and kind of surprisingly, Ninjor. But in Shattered Grid, Ninjor did play a factor in Lord Draken trying to manifest back his powers, so I think Ninjor could be possibly added in here. He actually is a character from Mighty Morphin that not too many people can recall, or he's basically the reason why everybody in Mighty Morphin Power Ranger had their ninja outfits, because the movie original Power Ranger Mighty Morphin wasn't canon, but whatever. He could possibly be in here. I don't mind that because he kind of is a handful when you're playing him against in a mobile game and stuff, so I think he'll be okay in this game. It's not that bad. You got 15 slots. You can make him a DLC if they want. I actually don't mind that. Pink Ranger from Time Force, Jen Scott. I really think that she has a good chance of being in here, mainly because of her is why the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers find out about the whole Morphin Grid Shadow Dimension and everything, and just the whole thing with Draken, because she comes back. Well, no, Tommy dies from being murdered by Draken. Sorry, spoiler. But she comes back, and then she is a key factor as well, and coming from Time Force and informing of the Mighty Morphin Rangers of what they have to do and basically how to stop Draken and the predicament that everybody is in and what he's doing. So I think that she has a good chance of being in here. She is a good character, always was good in this show, and she was always a strong-willed, and her moves are incredible. So I think that she's okay in being here too. I don't want too many of the same color Rangers and everything in here, but I'm just saying I can see a good chance of it. Speaking of Rangers of the same color, I gotta admit, the Red Ranger from In Space, Andros, I think he could have a chance in here, mainly because he is one of the team members in Beyond the Grid, because in Beyond the Grid we have a variety of different Rangers. I believe there was like a number of 5 Rangers all together and working together as a team to stop the help with the aftermath of everything, and they also fought the Solar Ranger. So I think Andros does have a good chance of being in here. I actually don't mind that all that much. He's a pretty cool character, and then, you know, In Space was supposed to be the original end of Power Rangers, so, you know, give some love there. The Green Samurai Ranger from Ninja Storm, same thing applies to him that I just mentioned about Andros. He is also in Beyond the Grid and one of the team members of Beyond the Grid, so I really do think that he could possibly have a chance in here. I actually wouldn't mind it all that much. I actually think, I mean, I guess it's just because I love Rangers that use swords, so I think he's so freaking epic, and I think his movesets will be freaking awesome. I'm not sure what the ultimate will be or anything of such, but I think he could be a key factor in the story mode as well, because of being the team of Beyond the Grid. So they could possibly put a good amount of those characters in there. That is to mention also Heckle, who becomes the Dark Ranger within the comic books, who's also a team member of Beyond the Grid. Now, for Desired Rangers. More so, well, I guess I could call this Desired Characters, let me say. You'll see why. First off, the Quantum Ranger. The guy's just badass. He's awesome. He's always my favorite Ranger in Time Force. Not only that, I think he's probably my favorite Ranger is the Blue Ranger. I don't know, it's just always been a thing for me, but I think he just may be my favorite Ranger overall. Definitely in my top 5, I could say, but he just may be overall. I just really like his introduction is everything. His introduction is just everything. His gun, I love it. The quantum shooter, where the fuck is called, I kind of forgot. I love it. It's fantastic. Dude's epic as hell. I just felt like I didn't tell you that introduction. Just look it up. Quantum Ranger introduction, and it was like an anime moment or something. I mean, I know Power Rangers originally in Japan, but that was badass. Also, a Ranger that I would love to see in here, the Titanium Ranger. I'm not mad if they don't put him in here. I can understand why not. Based off Shattered Grid, then I get it. It's called Battle for the Grid. I don't really recall seeing him playing a huge factor of any such in there. And maybe I know there's a good chance of him being in the whole scene when they show all the Rangers all together and everything. But I'll admit, he didn't play a key factor. But I guess because I played him now in the Legacy Wars, he is so freaking badass in there, and the counters and just his moves and everything. I think he'll be great. Also, he's from Lightspeed Rescue, and his story in there is very epic. I think I feel like that character should just get more than what he has gotten, mainly because he is the first ever original special ranger actually that wasn't made in Japan. He was like American made, and I think he should get some shine just for that, for just being that much of a standout on his own. Next off, the Phantom Ranger. Now I think he's from Turbo. I never watched Turbo. Like I said, I don't like the outfits. I ain't watching it. He's from Turbo, and he's pretty cool. I actually seen him and fought him a couple times in Legacy Wars, and I think that he would be great. He was also in that batch of Rangers that all came from the sky and all came back together. He was in the front row, but I just think that his game style, especially with how they have him in Legacy Wars, will be great addition in relations to Battle for the Grid. I just think he has the moves and certain little capabilities that are really epic in there. I mean, I know the game's going to be 3v3, which is freaking awesome, and I think he'll be great assist and as well as great lead. I just don't know what the story will be. I don't know what they'll do, so it's kind of anybody's fair game. I doubt he'll be in here. I don't like the fact that he wouldn't be in here, but you know what? It's okay. I can live with it. I say make him a DLC. The Gold Ranger from Power Rangers Zeo, my boy Jason Scott. Now, at first, I would kind of say make him, I guess you could make him a skin, but then again, you can't do that for Jason, the Red Ranger, and then Jason, the Gold Ranger. They fight completely different, and the moves are completely different, obviously. So I think he has a good chance of mainly being a DLC more than anything. He doesn't really play that big of a factor that I recall in Shattered Grid, but he is there as well in that front row. I don't know. I believe those are in the front row do make a difference, as well as the Quantum Ranger was in the front row. He was like in the very front. That's my boy. But I think Gold Ranger Jason Scott will be very epic in here. I mean, dude, just his design and everything just looks amazing. I know I'm trying to base this with the story of the comic, and the game is basically using that story. But at the same time, is really I just can't help but see those that will be better played and who people would like to see more. I understand that Power Rangers on Nickelodeon and everything now, so you know, people may want to see those Nickelodeon Power Rangers that they've seen, like Dino Charge and everything and such. I really don't think we're gonna get them. Not really bothered by that. I mean, maybe Heckle, if anything, in case he's Beyond the Grid, he plays a big factor, but I just don't see that being a thing. And it's definitely not Beast Morphers, but you know, we'll see. Next off, I feel like we gotta throw in some villains in here, because you know, I do think there's a good chance and on the website it does say you could play as the Power Rangers, the heroes and the villains. So you know, you got to kind of think of all the villains that they know people want to play. I hope they don't put Rita Repulsa in there. You got 2 goddamn Rita Repulsas in a mobile game, but I really hope they put some epic characters in there, mainly those that are in Shattered for the Grid, because they are way cooler. You already have Lord Draken. The Ranger Slayer, she kind of was a villain, but then she became good, so it doesn't really matter. I think Scorpina may be in here because she was a factor in the beginning of everything when it came to Shattered Grid. So I think she'll be good. She's kind of a character that everybody kind of takes a backseat to. So I think that she should get some shine of her own. I think she has actually some good capabilities and maybe some good mechanics that will be able to bring into the game. So I think they have a good chance with using Scorpina in here. Actually, she's on that high chance bar. But when it comes to other villains that are in here, the villains that actually came to my mind were the Psycho Rangers. And which Psycho Ranger? Honestly, any of them. I don't care. You can throw any of them in there. I'm completely fine with it. Give a Psycho Ranger an acknowledgement. If anything, they'll probably most likely put the red one or the silver one. But I think there's actually a green one as well. I don't know that much about him, but I know he's in the comics, so he could get a chance in here. But also, I'm just saying, any of the Psycho Rangers, I'm fine with it. Go for it. I'm cool. Now this is where we get kind of crazy. Now this is why I said I don't think I could call this Desired Rangers. I think I could call this actually just characters I would like to see. And you know, I know they're not gonna be playable. I know. They could be skins. There's nothing stopping that. Yo, like, they could be skins, man. Like, come on. It's a skin. You could do Injustice 2 up in here, bro. I am completely fine with that. So for the first skins that I think that could be in here, I would like for there to be in here, is the Beetleborgs. And I'm just saying, the Beetleborgs, Big Bad Beetleborgs. That show is a sister show of Power Rangers. Look it up. And they even recycle some of the outfits to even help make the episode Forever Red. They use those characters. So, yo, give them something. Give them some type of shine. Don't get me wrong. Big Bad Beetleborgs, the show, corny as hell. Cornier than Power Rangers. But goddamn, you know, give it something. Give it some type of acknowledgement. Their outfits aren't bad. I actually like a good majority of their goddamn outfits, to be honest. It kind of kept me in the show. I remember seeing the show when Hollywood Videos existed. Yeah, it was that long ago. I'm just saying, I wouldn't mind Big Bad Beetleborgs in here. Any of their colors, I don't care. Just something. Just a skin for any character. I am down like brown. Next off is Kamen Rider or Kamen Rider, however you want to pronounce it. And I don't believe many people will know about this, but they did have their own video game. I believe it's called Kamen Rider Climax, something like that. But the game looked really good and looked really sleek. Power Ranger show within Japan that's mainly stayed in Japan, that got more fame in Japan. It's very different from the Power Rangers. Do not get me wrong. I'm not trying to say they're the exact same, but I think they should give Kamen Rider some type of shine. They are kind of similar in many ways, but at the same time, I think that in relations they are somehow related. I can't say that I've seen anything from Kamen Rider beyond Power Rangers, but I do believe that Kamen Rider should get some recognition. They did have their own game in 2017. I'm not sure how well it did or anything, but the gameplay was pretty fresh and it looked very animated. So I think that as a skin is a good callback to Kamen Rider. I think them doing skins in here will kind of give people a lot more desires for it. You'll just have a bigger variety of audience to kind of cater to. Last off is actually from Shattered Grid, and I say the Century Ranger. And the Century Ranger was Lord Draken's, basically his men or his higher guards, and they just look like the Red Ranger. You guys should give this Jason Scott as a skin. If they give it to him, cool. If they don't, it's alright. That's not really the thing I'm most worried about. But honestly, guys, I really do think that Kamen Rider and Beetleborg, I'm just saying, you know, give some recognition. It's a Power Ranger game. At the same time, maybe if we had a Power Ranger game with all a variety of different Power Rangers, I think we'll have a higher chance of getting way more skins or DLCs of sorts. I mean, hopefully they go for the 3 DLC routes and they get 3 characters out of each DLC. I'm just speculating here. If you go on the website and you see where it says you get a season pass if you do the gold edition, then it shows 3 characters silhouettes. So I think you will get 3 extra characters for that 1 DLC, and hopefully they do more. Hopefully this game gets enough hype. Power Rangers has been getting a good amount of hype as of late with the Morphicons and everything as such, and even hyping up a trailer for a Power Ranger. I mean, how do you hype up a Power Ranger? Fucking like Nickelodeon trailer, whatever. But I think we do have a good opportunity of seeing I'm just glad Power Ranger is getting into the fighting scene. I love fighting games more than any other type of games, and I feel like Power Rangers should hop on that. I've always wanted this. It's always been a big desire of mine. So seeing Power Rangers hop in on there, because you always have your Dead or Alive, you have your Mortal Kombat, you have your Street Fighter, you have all these other games, these iconic games that have been around for a long time and just keep making sequels, whatever. Some are good, some are bad. But I want a new game. You know, we have our BlazBlue, we have our Guilty Gear. I want something new. I want something that never really done it or had the chance or done it accurately or something like that. And I feel like they're kind of having their own style in here, just a little bit. It kind of does give me that Marvel vs. Capcom 2 vibes, just a little bit, not too much. Thankfully, it's giving me that, and Marvel vs. Capcom 3. But it's like they're going for that. It also kind of, in a way, the graphics look like a little bit of like Street Fighter 5, which is understandable. At the same time, I want them to kind of have their own little niche, and hopefully by the time the game comes out, or before the game comes out actually, they give us a beta to test it out. I'll be ecstatic about that. At the same time, before the game comes out, they're able to kind of solidify or polish those effects. I'm not saying the graphics are bad or anything. I'm just saying if you could polish it, do it. It's coming out in April, so it says. You guys have a couple months. I think you could do it. Hopefully Inway makes a big stepping stone here, and I think this will open up opportunities of more Power Ranger games to see. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If there's any other shows, or actually if you guys like Power Ranger or hate Power Ranger, if there's any other Power Ranger characters of any such that you guys want to see in there, please do comment below. I'm actually genuinely very curious. Love this shit. So if there's any other movies, TV shows, animes, music, or anything, trailers, whatever that you guys want me to talk about, then please do comment below, guys. Do not afraid to say anything. And as always, guys, like if you dare, subscribe if you care, and key up for miles.